juicy big chests. You can get some of the big stuff, the shiny stuff. And that's what you want to see on a daily basis. Hey guys, this is Hell Hades, free to play. Guys, I'm hit day 180. I'm half a year through Raid Shadow Legends free to play. And damn, what a day it is. This is where we get Seal of the Drakes. What a great champion. She's going to be one of the top on the list to level out. But today we're going to look at how do I 2-key Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss every single day. Before I get onto it though, just because it's so important here, I've got to a stage, come on game, let me get into my champs. I got to the stage where I can easily get distracted. Okay, we have got a number of 6-star champions. I'm able to do a lot of content now. But also I've got a lot of champions now that I actually want a 6-star or I want to level out. And you really have to start making hard decisions at this point around who should be your next 6-star champion. What do you actually need to improve in? Where do you need to specialize your account to do better? So you get some champions like Asilla the Drakes come in. She must have gone straight to my mailbox. So you get some champions like Asilla the Drakes come in where they're a great all-rounder champion that's just going to help you progress, like, honestly, in most areas of the game. Any Doom Tower stuff, she's pretty much could be in the mix. A lot of dungeon kind of wave stuff should be in the mix. She's going to be one of your best for faction wars for that faction. So she's definitely like a worthy 6-star. But some champions, like a Doom Priest, for example, great at 50, don't necessarily need to be a level 60. Okay, so some champions you can just kind of hold off and decide to level out over at a later stage, or actually just keep them at 50 for quite a long time. Bogoth's another good example, although I really want him to be a 60 because he's just so strong. But he can hold the fort at level 50 for me for quite a while. Yeah, so you really have to make hard decisions. Like Kira the Watcher, I kind of really want to get her 6-starred and properly try her out. I don't know how big a priority she is for me though. You know, you've got some champions like the Forester Tusk, absolutely fine at level 50. You don't necessarily need to take them to 60. So you have to start making hard decisions. It's actually a good shout to kind of join Discords. I've got a big Discord group and just ask for advice. But when you go for that advice, go in there with a purpose. So for example, I might be saying, look, I cannot beat up a certain Doom Tower boss. Then you would go to a Discord and be like, look, help me out. Who should I level? I'm struggling with this content. If you just go in there and say, who should my next 6-star be? The reply should be to you, what do you need help doing? Yeah, that should be the answer. So just kind of bear that in mind. Where are you struggling right now? For example, I am absolutely battering Spider. Yeah, I got Walking Tomb Drain, the fusion, and I batter Spider, level 24, full auto, no problem whatsoever, and we do it all day long if we want to. Dragon, I easily beat stage 20, and I could probably start to push a bit further. And my biggest I guess, area to develop is actually Fire Knight. And Fire Knight's where I'm going to want to start to get some gears soon. So that's what I need to keep in mind in terms of, you know, who should I be 6-starring next. Anyway, let's get on to my Clan Boss team. How am I guaranteeing that I get maximum chests every single day from Clan Boss on the free-to-play by day 180? Okay then, let's go through the builds that I'm running on the free-to-play here to make sure that I can do 2-key on Ultra Nightmare every day. And if it flips affinity before I've done any keys, I can still 3-key it without any problems at all. The cool thing as well is the same team with the same speeds and everything can run on Nightmare, and I can basically 1-key Nightmare as well. So if I get my 2 keys in nice and early, get my 2-key Ultra Nightmare, I can then go and beat up Nightmare and get another chest from there as well, which is pretty cool. So the fundamental fella around my team is Helicaf. I got him from the Fusion a couple of months back. Absolute game changer, not just for Clan Boss, for like any content in the game. He's awesome in the arena. He's awesome in Doom Tower. He's awesome everywhere in the game. So yeah, Helicaf has done tons of work on my account. I need him above 246 speed. Mine's running at 253. I want high defense because that's what his shield scales from. And then I want as much damage as I can get once I've done those two things. I have started to build a bit of accuracy into mine now. So accuracy means that I can land weakened from his A1. But the fundamental thing here is you book down his A3. He puts out block damage for your team. You block damage for the 2 AoE hits. And then as the block damage wears off for the big slam, the stun slam, you then get the increased defense buff for your stun target. And at the same time, you've got a shield going out for your stun target as well. So it's just like an awesome set of mechanics that suit Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss really well, but also suits a lot of other content really well. So he's in the squad. We've got ourselves a Venom Mage bringing us poison, a bit of damage reduction for that slam hit with when heal reduction lands. We've got decreased attack and defense, and then we've got an A1 which pops poisons, which means that you just activate that damage a bit sooner. So yeah, we've got this heal reduction here. So Venom Mage is built probably a bit tankier really. So we've got, she is my stun target in this comp. I've gone 100% crit rate. I'm a bit over the top on crit rate, honestly. We've got some crit damage here. We've got some accuracy to land her stuff. A bit of attack as well. And she's my fastest apart from Helicaf. We've got the Fat Man coming in to bring us ally attack. He's also bringing burns, poison, drop defense, and buffs for your team. So he brings increased crit rate and crit damage. The only trouble with this is it's not on 100% of the time. So I still try and max out my crit rate on my team. It's probably unnecessary, honestly, but this buff does mean that if you're a bit under that crit cap, at least you're going to be maxed out for most of the fight. But yeah, it goes out for 3 turns, so it's pretty good. Maybe I don't need to... maybe I should just be running everyone at 70%, honestly. But there you go. He has got good accuracy to land his stuff. The right speed for this comp. He is running at 70% crit rate with quite a lot of crit damage here. 210. He's actually my only champion of this comp who's in crit damage gloves, which I love to see. Otherwise, he's just kind of in there with the right stats to do stuff. I do have support masteries on him. Maybe I should have gone last in gifts, honestly, to give myself that chance of the crit rate buff for even longer. But nearly everyone's running War Master here and a similar set of masteries to what you see. Venom Mage, very similar as well. Basically, I want their debuffs to go out for as long as possible. That's why we've taken Master Hexer here on most of these champs. Helicaf is in support tree as well, mainly because I want this extra shield and because I absolutely do not want him to be stunned. So he's got Steadfast as his mastery. We've then got ourselves the Walking Tomb Dreng. So Walking Tomb is basically my burner, does a lot of damage with that burn mechanic. So yeah, he's basically in decent level of crit rate, some crit damage, good HP, doesn't need accuracy to land his burn, which makes him much easier to build. 178 speed on his, and I've not got his banner sorted out just yet. So he's in the mix. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Fane is the last one. So Fane is in a set of perception, a set of accuracy to build our accuracy up. It's not really where I want it to be. I'm like 20 short of accuracy on most of these guys, so I'm a little bit lower than I'd like to be, honestly. But we do have a good amount of attack here, some crit damage going on as well, some accuracy, and the right speed. And then again, we've got masteries to try and extend the debuffs as much as possible. That's the main thing that I'm trying to do here. So basically, we need to be hitting that kind of 35 mil. And I just want to show you, actually, one other champion that I've built out here who I use for other content. But if it flips into a different affinity, especially Spirit, this comp will fall apart, okay? Because the decreased speed messes you up. So Doom Priest actually comes in as my savior, and basically she will sub in instead of Venom Mage for Spirit Affinity or other affinities if I want it to, and I will hit for about 25 million when she's in the mix. As you can see with this screenshot here, yesterday actually was a Spirit Affinity Clan Boss. I didn't do any hits before Spirit kicked in. Okay, so I was just like, damn, I've got to do 3 hits here. And I ended up doing 83 million with this same team, just hitting Spirit Affinity, which has just ended now. So we're going to do a fresh Clan Boss hit. But yeah, it's pretty cool that I can use the same team for all affinities. Or sorry, sub Doom Priest in to do affinities. Same team with slightly different setup for Ultra Nightmare and Nightmare, which I'll go through now. And then obviously when you start getting these juicy big chests, you can get some of the big stuff, the shiny stuff. And that's what you want to see on a daily basis with the double and a book as well. We will take it. We will take it and say, thank you very much. So yeah, that's what we want to be seeing. That's why we do Clan Boss every day. And it's probably the best thing that you can do. So as I say here, this was the team that I was running yesterday. Just need to flip out of that. I'll show you that comp quickly. So on Ultra Nightmare with Doom Priest in the mix, basically Helicaf opens with his A1, then goes A2. Everyone else kind of do the setup that you want for your team, but I'm using the burns as a priority. Barakin's actually meant to be using his ally attack as his priority. And the main thing is Helicaf. Helicaf using his A3 first and then A2 second. So that's exactly the same setup for my Ultra Nightmare team. The difference I've got here with Nightmare is I open with Helicaf's A1 and then I fall into the same sync. And everything else is exactly the same. And that just makes Nightmare fully auto from the start. So both of these fully auto from the start, which is pretty damn cool. If I went to manual stuff, I could probably squeeze a bit more damage because I would be setting up the burns better. We've got a little bit of, a little bit of silly shenanigans from the Fat Man and the Burner in terms of they just try and overlap each other's burns if I don't kind of step in. But I don't step in, honestly. I just want it to be a full auto run and let it go. But you see how quickly the debuff bar fills up with damage. Yeah, so poisons, burns, good debuffs to make you do more hits with your Warmaster procs. Burns again, more poisons. I basically fill up the debuff bar all the time. I actually got Walking Tomb taking the stun here, but mine was my bad. But yeah, I probably would prefer it to be Venomage actually. And I might switch that out because Walking Tomb, I think, will just over the course of our run do a bit more damage than Venomage. But anyway, it's all good. I'm going to let it run through. You can see that it's already kind of synced in nice and early. You see we're a little bit low on health on a couple of champions. That affects your damage by quite a bit because basically you get another, I think it's like 6% damage from a mastery if you're full health. Cool thing here is the Walking Tomb Drain will do his heal ability and it will actually top everyone else up to full, which is so cool. So it means that we get that extra bit of damage running right through my team all the way through. And you can see here, we're on turn, 7? We've done 4 mil so far, which is quite good. Anyway, I'm going to let it play out. I'll bring you in for like the final throws where you can see that we do last to 50 and we'll see how we're doing for damage this run. There we go, bringing you in at turn 50 and bam, 37.42 mil. Easy over the 2 key mark. We've got, let me just move myself out of the way so you can see quickly. We've got 8.6 million coming in from Helicaf. Can you believe that damage from Helicaf, by the way? He's the guy who makes the comp work, and he is kicking out a shed ton of damage. He doesn't even put poisons on, doesn't put burns on. That's all physical hits, which is pretty bonkers. We've got ourselves a Walking Tomb Drain coming in at 5.3 million. He is the stun target in this particular comp, which I want to change actually, but you know, considering he's stunned for a lot of the time, he's kicking out 5.3 million, mainly through his burns and his kind of exploding burns. Barakin, 7.3 million. Can you believe that damage from the Fat Man? Actually huge. Fane, 8.8. Venomage, 7.3. Both steady eddies. And honestly, I mean, I have to use these champions in other content, so they're not built pure max damage. They're built to hit hard. They're built to have some damage, but they're also built to be able to survive in other things like Ice Golem and, you know, Dragon, all that type of stuff. So it's only really Fane that is built in like a fairly glass cannon-y type way. Even she's not wearing an attack percent chest though. So, you know, she could definitely get more damage out. But yeah, this is a super solid 2 key. Eventually this team could become a 1 key as my gear grows and, you know, and I become stronger. But who kind of needs to mess around with it? I literally just hit replay. I have my 2 runs go back to back every day. And it means I get my maximum chest. And then if I come back onto the game later on, I grab a maximum chest on Nightmare as well. And as you saw earlier, the shards do start to stack up. It means that I can do any fusion that pops up. Yeah, it means that I can probably start to save now and get ready for guaranteed shard events, which, you know, I never thought I'd be doing that on the free-to-play on day 180. So there you go, guys. I've been Hell Hades, free to play. That's my clan boss setup. I will link a link to the kind of speed tune down below if anyone wants to try and copy it. I will see you later.